So we're here at Mid-Ohio in Lexington for exhibition labs of the TTXGP electric bikes, and here we've had 6 teams participating, one of which was one of the winning leagues of the class electric motorsport from the Isle of Man, where we had a class within the TT over in the Isle of Man on the Snowfell mountain race.
Yeah, all right. So, and so this is the first American showing of this racing series.
Yeah, exactly. We just wanted to be here and give a few examples to the public here. I think it's been about 40–50,000 people. Just to give them an idea of what electric bikes can do, or zero-emission bikes can do. And we've had one of the teams here, Electric Motorsport, who won the Open class. They've actually got their pro bike here. And the rest of the competitors have been people who have been interested, varying from a university team, individual enthusiasts, and some production manufacturers as well.
Right. Yeah. Now, the main thing I was interested in talking with you about is your role with the organization, about working with the standards organizations, right?
Yeah.
So can you start to explain that?
Okay, so the difference has been with traditional ice bikes. They've obviously got a long history of being able to scrutinize those bikes from a mechanical standards point of view, making sure they're safe to go out on the track. And with electric motorbikes, and certainly any other kind of new innovation, we have to look for different kinds of regulations and different kinds of safety systems, and check they're safe to go out there racing, particularly on long road races like the TT, and also to make sure that when the riders are out there, the bikes, if anything should happen, that the riders are protected. And so that's been a new system that we've been having to look at, how to actually scrutiny and evaluate whether the bikes are complying to the zero carbon criteria, but also making sure that they fail safe should there be any issues.
Right. Yeah. So you've been working between TTXGP and IET and FIM and AMA in this case?
Yeah, in this case with the AMA, we've been just sort of working with them to let them know the differences out on the track for the corner staff and for the marshals, the course cars, how to deal with those bikes should there be an incident. But also letting them know, obviously on the Isle of Man for the TT, they had to comply with some pretty strict regulations that involves the ACE rules, road racing rules, the same as we've had to apply here. But also looking to incorporate TTXGP supplementary regs within their regulations. Working very closely with the IET, the Institute for Electrical Technology, and working with their professionals who are obviously experts in their fields as far as electric train drives, and looking at circuits and schematic diagrams to assess how the bike's been designed. So the difference is with the traditional racing, there's many years of experience. The scrutineers are very good at looking at the bikes and being able to assess that they're safe to go on the track, they're mechanically sound. With electric bikes, it's a little bit different because you can't see where all the wiring goes, where all the fail-safes are. So we had to institutionalise a new system where we're working with all the teams to really submit technical construction files before racing, so that our professionals can have a look at the way they've been wired up in the circuits, look at their emergency stop systems, looking at how the bikes fail safe, making sure that the voltage is cut off the bike when the bike stops. So that involves a longer process before they actually race. And also we work with the teams once they're at the race to go through the bike with them, for them to explain to our professionals how they've ensured the safety, the safe integrity of the bike, as well as working with the traditional ACU, AMA, FIM scrutineers to make sure they're mechanically sound enough on the track to complete whichever race they're going to participate in.
Okay, so that was a lot of details. Wow. So a lot of that was about electrical characteristics and also mechanical characteristics. And earlier you mentioned making sure it's zero carbon, zero emission.
Yeah, because obviously for the TTXGP, our idea is to allow for innovation and design. So rather than the traditional way of racing is to really narrow down into specific classes, narrow down into maybe even one production bike. Whereas with TTXGP, what we want to allow is many different kinds of technologies. As long as they meet the criteria of zero carbon, clean emissions, they could enter whichever type of technology they want. For the Isle of Man this year, that was predominantly battery cells.
Yeah.
We have had interest from people who are working with hydrogen fuels, with hydrogen fuel cells, and potentially in the future there could be other types of energy provision such as solar. Different technologies.
And then you also told me earlier another difference is like streamlining is allowed in the rules here.
Yeah, that's we've been working with people who've been working on streamlining and aerodynamics to provide in the regulation the capacity to introduce these forms of energy-saving design into bikes. This in traditional motorsport that was banned around 1958. Obviously some issues there, but with TTXGP we've been able to introduce streamlining, allow streamlining aerodynamics. Obviously we want to make these bikes as energy efficient as possible, and streamlining and aerodynamics really could provide up to about 30% more power out of the technology they have. Obviously within that we have to look and make sure that the bikes are still safe in high winds or if they're on a road course. So again we work with the traditional motorsports people like ACU, AMA to make sure that they're happy with the kind of streamlining that goes out. And probably differences with new technologies, the competitors can provide data such as wind tunnel analysis to show how their bike will cope with strong winds and still ensure the integrity of the rider on the track.
Yeah. And then another question is, obviously, like at this event, we've got what looks like 2 or 3 classes of bikes here. You know, we've got the super bike like Electric Motorsports Pro Class bike that they would have run at the TTXGP, and we've also got a couple of smaller bikes. So is there going to be classes of bikes in the Grand Prix rules as they go forward?
I think for now what we've tried to allow here in the US at this exhibition event is for the public and for general people who are interested in motorsport to see how you can start at a single interest level, but obviously the aim with TTXGP is professional racing, so probably what we'll be looking at for TTXGP at the national level and at the international level are bikes really towards what you've seen with the pro bike and electric motorsport here. We're looking at bikes who are racing at around 80 to 100 miles an hour and with a high level of energy efficiency. But that's not to say that some of the guys here, we've got some different examples of dual drive, regen braking. Again, that's innovative within the TTXGP regulations, because currently in motorsport you're not allowed to dual drive, you're not allowed regen braking, or regen braking is only just coming into the system. So again, it's about allowing innovation and design freedom, but at the same time keeping that level of safety for the rider and on the course.
Okay. All right, so I think that's about it. Yep. So thank you very much. It's been very good talking with you.
It's a pleasure, and
yes.
I hope to see you in the US. Hopefully we'll get some good teams entering on a national level. Now I think there's certainly a lot of interest in the universities and some of the production guys here to work towards producing race star bikes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks.